Eric B. said that he spoke to the doctors in Las Vegas and that the last words that 2Pac said were to Suge Knight, and those words were, "I love you." I'm here to tell you, based on the information that I've gathered from somebody who actually spoke to 2Pac and said that 2Pac wasn't able to speak back. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button notification. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It's very much appreciated. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a controversial topic involving 2Pac Shakur over the last few years. Various people have tried to speak on it, and some people have outright just gotten it wrong, if you will, and other people have then turned around and commented on what other people have said to them. But there's a story going around in all respects to Eric B., like I said, for his contribution to hip hop and so on and so forth. But there was an interview done with Eric B., and in this interview, it seemed like they wanted Eric B. to say certain things, but without them wanting Eric B. to say certain things in regards to 2Pac. Eric B. basically said that at the hospital in Las Vegas, and I'm going to prove to you that it couldn't have been true and it wasn't true. And I want you to understand what I'm about to do. Not from what I'm saying, but how I do it based on evidence, okay? From somebody who was actually there, you know, and would actually know what happened because he was a family member, right? So Eric B. went on this interview and basically said that he talked to the doctors at the hospital in Vegas, and that the last words that 2Pac said were to Suge Knight, and he said that 2Pac told Suge Knight, "I love you, man." Right? Now, where he describes this happening at is at the hospital. Here it is right here. Listen.
That's the biggest lie ever told. And let's be clear. Let's be clear, Reg. I was there at the hospital when 2Pac got shot, when they came and got me, and I went to the hospital and I spoke to the doctor, and the last words that 2Pac said to Suge was, "Yo, I just want to let you know that I love you."
Now, I'm not going to call Eric B. a liar. He said that the last words that 2Pac allegedly said to Suge, I would think that he probably heard that from Suge Knight. I'm not going to dispute that he might have heard that from Suge. Or, you know, like I said, you know, the way he made it sound, it was like he heard it from the doctor. Well, the doctor may have relayed some information to him in regards to what 2Pac had said to Suge from that perspective, right? But as you listen to that, what I'm about to let you listen to now is 2Pac's father at the hospital telling you what really happened, how it happened, because he was one of the people that were allowed to go in the room and speak with his son. And this is what he had to say. Listen.
I just sat down and talked to him. This doctor said that he might be able to hear you, and it's good to talk to him. Don't look for him to talk back because he couldn't. He had that thing in his mouth. He never gained consciousness. There are people talking about I talked to him in the hospital and all that. Full of shit. You ain't talking to nobody in the hospital. Because he never gained consciousness. Funny thing, only a certain few can go in that room, relatives. But every time I came out, there was two Suge Knight guys sitting at the door. They'd always bone rush him. Say, did Tupac say anything?
I want you to understand, there has been a lot of things that have been spoken about Tupac Shakur. A lot of people have come up with stories and things of that nature. Like I said, this is not coming from me. This is coming from information that somebody gave in one interview, saying what they know to happen and what Tupac had said, and so on and so forth. And this is also coming from another interview in which I conducted with Tupac's father. Now, the key thing that you have to understand about the interview, and you can go check that out on the Art of Dialogue. We just released the full interview, right? We also coming out with a documentary of that interview too, right? Check it out. What you got to understand about what Mr. Garland said was the fact that I didn't ask him a question about that. I didn't ask him a question about, whether what Tupac said in the hospital and so on and so forth. I asked him a totally another question. But he decided to go there and talk about when people had been talking about what Tupac allegedly said in the hospital, and it had him so angry to the fact that he was like, they full of shit. He ain't say nothing. He never gained consciousness. The doctor told him, as you heard what he said, right? So I want you to be real careful about the information that you digest in regards to Tupac Shakur. Because most people don't know what they're talking about. They may have knew, like Eric B, he knew Tupac. I'm not going to say he didn't know Tupac and so on and so forth. There was another thing that Eric B had said in the interview, and basically saying that for the One Nation album that he contacted everybody, right? Melly Mel and Scorpio in particular in regards to that. Now, I'm not saying that he might not have had no conversation with Melly Mel and Scorpio. I'm not going to say that because I know they boys and they friends and all of that. But all I know is where we ran into Tupac, like I said, and I stand on this, is at the House of Blues on August 11th, 1996. And Scorpio, even in an interview with the Art of Dialogue, even confessed to this, and where he got Pac's number, called Pac up, and they went down to the studio, I believe the next day. That is a fact. So I don't really know, from what perspective, when he said, Eric B had said that, yeah, I contacted everybody. I called everybody. You know what I mean? I know for a fact that it wasn't Melly Mel and Scorpio because I was right there. I was right there in the House of Blues when Tupac and Nas first ran into each other before they ran into each other in New York at the MTV Video Music Awards. So there was an altercation, like I always tell people, there was an altercation before that. Then Tupac heard the song that he heard with Nas saying, CP3, fake thug and all of that, whatever. And that was why Tupac was mad. So, and I was standing right next to Tupac at the House of Blues when that happened. Facts. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring this to you based on the fact that there's been a lot of, people saying certain things. And like I said, I'm not calling Eric B a liar. I'm not. Like I said, he's basically saying, I guess what Suge had told him from that perspective and saying that he had talked to the doctor. I'm not denying none of that. All I'm saying is Tupac's father explained to us that Tupac never gained consciousness, right? Tupac didn't say nothing. And to all of the people who basically said that they spoke, or Tupac spoke to them or talked to them, it was all lies. Excuse me. So when we deal with that, I just want to bring this to you. This is what I do. You know what I mean? I want to separate fact from fiction. Fact from fiction, and then leave it on the table for you to decide what you believe. Because, like I said, once again, if you forced to believe a narrative that somebody brings to you, and because, they were around, he ran Death Row East, which he did, Eric B., and the whole 9 yards. Like I said, once again, the Death Row East, the One Nation album wasn't going to be on Death Row East. Period. 2Pac even said that in an interview. So, you know what I mean? To make it, to try to cultivate this theory or this narrative that, somehow One Nation was going to be on Death Row East, that just wasn't the fact. Period. That was going to be on 2Pac's label. Right? Death Row East hadn't released any music or wasn't going to release any. It was a thought at that particular time printed on t-shirts. Right? And 2Pac did say something about Death Row East. But like we all know, 2Pac wasn't actually signed to Death Row, and 2Pac was planning on leaving Death Row. That is a fact. That's from 2Pac's godmother, Yasmin, right? That's from Frank Alexander. That's from Desiree. That's from Keisha Cole. That's from a whole bunch of other people. You know what I mean? And I don't want to dispute that. Like I said, I showed y'all the paperwork on the Art of Dialogue, and where 2Pac wasn't signed to Death Row. You can believe what you want. People can come on here and tell you all day long that that's what it was, right? But until I brung that paperwork out, you believed it. It's cool. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that being what that is. That's how they organized that to happen, to make 2Pac appear like he was on Death Row. But we know where the money and the contracts and all of that said that the money was supposed to go to, and that was to Interscope. Period. Bottom line, Interscope, Warner Brothers. Period. So, like I said, I just wanted to bring you this once again, that no, 2Pac didn't say anything in the hospital, and you heard his father say it. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.